What is cerebral palsy?
Cerebral palsy is an umbrella term.
Cerebral is a Latin word, palsy is a Greek word. CP is a group of conditions. It's a disorder of brain.
Why it actually happen? Can you explain?
We call that as causes of cerebral palsy.
Should I be fixed?
Well, consider this day is one of the good days.
Hello everyone and welcome back to Theory of Life. I am your host Maheshwar. Today we are going to discuss about CP, means cerebral palsy. Today joining with me is Dr. Girish Kumar SH, a pediatric physiotherapist. So let's start it. Hello sir.
Maheshwar.
Welcome to another episode of Theory of Life.
Thank you, Maheshwar. It's been a pleasure to be here. Today's topic, it's one of my favorite and deep-rooted topic. Today's topic is one of the very most important topic and one of my favorite topic as well. And today's topic is going to enlighten many kids' life as well as many parents' loneliness.
Yeah, I love that. Okay, before we dive into the deep question, let's start something very simple. Who is listening this video or this condition for the first time? For them, explain this CP in simple words. What is cerebral palsy?
Good. Pleased to start. Cerebral palsy, often we call it as CP. Cerebral is a Latin word. Palsy is a Greek word. Cerebral means of the brain in Latin. Palsy means it's a paralysis or a weakness of the muscles. Cerebral palsy means we can consider it like this. It's a disorder of brain. CP is a group of conditions which are affecting muscle tone, movement and posture of the children. Now here is something which I tell the parents always. Cerebral palsy is not a disease. It's a disorder. Cerebral palsy is not going to worsen over a period of time. It is not a contagious. It will not spread from one person to another person. The brain injury itself is non-progressive.
That is the good way to explain, sir. How you explain, I got to understand. I hope who are listening this video, I hope for them also it is very easy to understand. Now we'll go to next question. Why it actually happened? Can you explain?
See, Maheshwar, we call that as causes of cerebral palsy. See, we divide the causes into prenatal, natal and postnatal. Means before the delivery, during the delivery and after the delivery. Okay. In that before delivery, majorly, if the mother is having any viral infections which is leading to the child in the mother's home, because of that the brain development might be limited. That's one of the causes. Second is any sort of accidental hits, any sorts of accidents might be also a reason. And some of the medical reasons we consider is if there is improper nutrition for the brain to develop during pregnancy, might also cause cerebral palsy. Prolonged labors will cause less oxygen supply to the brain, that we call as hypoxia. Means there is a insufficient supply of oxygen to the brain. See, majority of the CP cases happens during pregnancy. Why? Because hypoxia is one of the main cause. Why hypoxia happens? Because there is a lack of blood circulation to the particular area of brain. That condition we call as ischemia. There are many reasons for that. It might be prolonged delivery. The choice of delivery always should be, a gynecologist should decide which delivery will be better for the mother as well as the kid as well as the baby. Most of the cases what happens here, most of the parents will demand they want to go for normal delivery. So that time what happens, if the cervix opening of the mother is less, the head circumference of the baby is more, then it will be a difficult delivery. So that time what happens, it will take prolonged labor. Due to that, baby might not get the proper oxygen supply to the brain, which leads to cerebral palsy. Some of the brain cells will get damaged. Due to that, cerebral palsy will happen. During delivery, the baby might swallow the fluid, okay, in the uterus. That also leads to lack of oxygen supply. The baby couldn't breathe. Because of that also, the baby may get cerebral palsy. Sometimes what happens is, during delivery, this is the most important and most considered. So when the baby is born, if the baby cries, that is the starting point of life. If you cry only, you are able to get your first breath. If the baby gets the first breath, then only the baby will get the life. So first cry is the most important thing in the whole whole scenario. So if the baby doesn't cry during birth, that is one of the significant future that baby might have some sort of brain damage. Most of the normal deliveries, we use forceps. We call that forceps deliveries or else vacuum deliveries. In that, improper vacuum pressure to the brain will leads to some damage to the brain, that also leading to cerebral palsy. And these are all the major reasons for cerebral palsy during delivery. And postnatal, if you consider any sort of infection to the brain, meningococcal infections, any sort of infection to the spinal cord as well, which leads to brain infection, and any sort of accidents, direct hit, head injury during the early years of the childhood may lead to cerebral palsy.
So this is very informative, sir. As you said, like before delivery, during the delivery, and after the delivery, how it causing the cerebral palsy. So my next question is there any differentiation? How you are differentiating the CP?
Yes, Maheshwar. This is one of the important question. See, CP is divided into, depends on the type of CP and depends on the body parts it affects.
Okay.
So in that, we have hemiplegic CP, means half of the body parts will be affected. Diplegic CP, lower limbs like legs both the legs will be affected. Quadriplegic cerebral palsy means both upper limb and lower limb will be affected. So these are the basic types of cerebral palsy. It depends on the gross motor functions of the child. At the same time, it depends on the area of damage in the brain. We divide the cerebral palsy into spastic cerebral palsy, atherotid cerebral palsy, ataxic cerebral palsy, and then mixed cerebral palsy. Very few cases we see flaccid as well, flaccid cerebral palsy. So depends on the area of damage in the brain, we divide cerebral palsy into spastic cerebral palsy, ataxic cerebral palsy, atherotid cerebral palsy, and dystonic cerebral palsy, or dyskinetic cerebral palsy. Then we have mixed type of cerebral palsy, which includes many type of cerebral palsies as well. The most common type in cerebral palsy is spastic cerebral palsy. Over 90 to 95% of the childs will be spastic cerebral palsy.
Why, sir? Why is spastic cerebral palsy is very common?
Yes, Maheshwar. This is one of the interesting question. As I said before, so spastic cerebral palsy is we have divided spastic cerebral palsy as damage to the particular area of the brain. Brain has different parts in common. We have cerebellum, basal ganglion, then pons medulla oblongata. See, in the brain, The major area of the brain is called cerebrum. Cerebrum is covering more area of the brain, which is the larger part of the brain. Any damage to that part will leads to spastic cerebral palsy. Why it's more common? Because of the large area of the brain is called cerebrum. Because of any damage to cerebrum will leads to spastic cerebral palsy.